When you're ready, Team 4.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for watching our presentation. Thanks in advance for your attention. We're here to talk with you about something that's going to help you for the rest of your time at UT Dallas, and especially when you get into the workplace. We're here to talk to you today about problem-solving skills. Now, everyone likes to think they're really good at problem-solving. Unfortunately, studies show a lot of us overestimate how good we actually are, and a lot of us could use some improvement. Employers also look for strong problem-solving skills. In fact, when surveyed, employers say that this is a skill that they prioritize. 81% of employers say they're looking for people who have strong problem-solving skills. Now, that doesn't mean that's actually what they get. Does anyone want to guess at the percent of the American workforce that is a strong problem solver?
30.
30, not far off.
27%.
Have some faith. It's 41%. 41% of the American workforce is actually pretty confident when it comes to problem-solving skills. But we're here to help you out. We're going to walk you through the steps of problem-solving today. So if you follow these steps, you're going to be in good shape. First, we're going to show you how to identify the problem. Next, we're going to walk you through brainstorming, choosing solutions. We're going to show you what you need to consider when you implement these solutions. And finally, we're going to show you how to monitor and adjust your solutions if required. So Mac is going to walk you through the first couple steps here of identifying problems.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, what's the buttons? Okay. All right, so the first step is defining the problem. How can you go somewhere if you don't know where you're going, where to start? So even before that, though, you have to know what a problem is. And so our article defined it a little bit weirdly. It wasn't a way I really hadn't read it before. And I'll read it to you. It says, an issue that is out of alignment and requires to be attended to, fixed, or corrected to enable desired outcomes to be achieved. It's a lot. It's really weird. But anyways, a simple form is a problem is something that went wrong. You have to fix it. So there's a couple of steps to do that. And the first one is really just defining, explaining, or outlining it. You want to figure out what the problem is, try and define it, and really trying to get to understand it. So I actually have some examples for this, and the first one I wanted to do kind of interactively was an example of a flat tire. Would anybody be able to define the problem there for me?
Can't drive with a flat tire.
Okay, yeah, so that's a great answer. You can't drive with a flat tire. There's your problem. So after you define the problem, you want to move on to determining what caused the problem. And you can ask a couple of questions. These are pretty important questions for figuring out what happened. So when and where did the problem occur? So, you know, in the car example, was there some construction you went past that had some nails on the road, maybe something like that? Why did the problem occur? Because I drove through construction. How did the problem occur? Maybe a tire got stuck. Would anybody, well, the what question I don't like as much. But the number of causes, that's one that I didn't really think of till before I read the article. Because sometimes there's multiple causes to a problem, and I kind of try and keep it to like 2 or 3. I don't really expand it. The way the article wrote it was there could be a lot of different, really weird ones. Would anybody give some method? Would anybody be able to give an example of methods of prevention for the flat tire deal?
Don't drive a construction site with loose nails on the
Okay,
road.
that's pretty good. So the oh man, these are okay. Well, I guess we should figure it out. So we're still determining, but this is actually the third step of trying to didn't do it. Oh yeah, to improve problem solving at work. So this is actually to analyzing the impact of the problem. So the first question I really would ask would be, who is impacting the problem? You're trying to figure out how widespread the issue is. Is it impacting only one section of your company, or is this going to impact everybody? So the accounting team, the sales team, your IT, is everyone being wrapped up into this issue? And then what is the issue if the problem doesn't get resolved? What's going to happen? Are we not getting paid this check, or what's going on there? So another thing you can do, and this is really a tip, the last point, is talking with coworkers or teammates. Talk with people in different departments because you want to get a large perspective of the issue. If if you kind of know how people in billing are dealing with it as well as the people in sales, they have very different jobs and they might have a different viewpoint of it. So they might have some different ideas on how to resolve it or what it looks like to them. Now to move on, I'm going to pass this over to Brady.
Thank you, Matt. I'm going to be talking about brainstorming possible solutions. So you need the first step you need to do when brainstorming is clearly define the problem, which you want to get like a group of people together, probably like a group of 10, and then all just come with ideas and start like flying out, acting all wild and all that. And then schedule enough time. So brainstorming, it does not come in hour increments. They come in, well, some can come in hour increments depending on how complex the problem is, but that's why you see companies actually create creative teams. And then think through the problem. You want to, so once you came up with the, so when thinking through the problem, so when thinking through the problem, you want to get into like groups of 2 to 3, and then start like firing ideas with those group of people. So then build on top of that. And then solutions should not be judged. Solutions shouldn't be judged because you don't want employers to feel like their ideas are stupid. You want them to be able to say whatever they want, whatever's on their mind, and have somebody else not judge them for it. And then choosing the best option. This is the most difficult and overwhelming because you can feel hesitant to like towards an idea saying that it's going to be wrong or you think it's going to go not the way that you want to, and then you also think that like you don't have enough information that you can keep digging and digging on it. And then everyone won't be happy. As an adult, you always won't get your way. So then you're just going to have to go with it, go along with the idea. Even though it's not your top choice, you still have to go along with it. And you need a clear, relaxed mindset when you're making a decision. You always want to ask yourself, this solution is going to work, why? And then the execution strategy, put solution and manageable steps. So like I said, the solutions, it could be really complex or they cannot be complex. So it's just depending on the steps, it's just depending on how complex the problem is. And the outlines actually need to be like, who needs to do what, when does it need to be due by, you need to have gauges on when stuff is going to be due. And then consider unexpected emergencies. So you always want to have a backup plan to your main solution that you came up with. So instead of plan A, you want to ask yourself what could be wrong with that, what could go wrong in a year, so you always want to have a backup plan. And now I'm going to pass it to Anali to do the implementation.
So whenever you're implementing your solution, the article really talks about 3 key points, which the first one is that you want to know what you want to get out of your solution. Make sure that you have a desired goal in mind, what you're working towards. If you want a better relationship with the person, or if you want to make higher sales. You also want to have backup plans. Some problems don't just take one solution and it's done. You need more than one thing to implement. And like how we practice our speeches, you want to practice your implementations. If you're working with a group, you need to make sure that everybody knows what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, how they're going to do it, and when they're going to execute it. So those are the 3 main keys when implementing your solution. And then you're also going to monitor your process. So there's 3 things to check, which is if you need to make any changes to your solution if something happened and you need to act fast, but also make them in good time. And there's also going to be challenges. If something is keeping your original goal from happening, find out what it is and what you're going to do to fix it. And then you're also going to monitor your progress. Is some of them take more than one step? So is step 1 working? And if that's going to lead us to step 2, how are we going to do that? And now Corey is going to talk about adapting.
So this is actually your activity for next time. Y'all are going to unscramble this. So it's going to be a test. Be sure you study up. The final step in problem solving is adjusting. So as my colleague said, a lot of time your first solution is not going to work. You're going to have to try something again, right? So that could mean going back to your brainstorming ideas and starting from scratch. It could be moving on with a solution you didn't like the first time, right? I'm sure all of us have worked and had jobs where there were problems lingering that we couldn't really figure out why no one had solved for them before, right? So it's important to take initiative, swallow your pride if your solution doesn't work the first time, and be prepared to adjust on the fly if you need to. All right, so we can't promise that if you follow all of these steps verbatim that you're going to find the best solution for your problem, but we do promise that if you follow these steps in order, you've got a much better shot of solving your problem. Remember, employers are looking for it, your teachers are working for it, so make problem solving a priority. Thank you all.
Thank you.